Alright, so initially I had a long arse intro for this video, and it was in the car, and it was a really bad angle. So I'm starting it over right now and just voicing over my working out clips from the beginning of the week. Right here I'm working on my box jumps, and that's because I've really fallen behind on my explosive training, especially as I've started to power lift. And I've noticed that my sprinting has gotten a little slower and my jumping has gotten a little less high. So we're just warming up with some plyometrics now instead of like the traditional elliptical cardio. And then this was the Monday workout. I'm going to take you guys through the workout, and then we're going to get into like an unboxing. I'm going to unbox a GoPro, and I'm also going to review a protein powder and show you guys all the different ways that I implement protein into my diet. So this Monday workout, I hit some squats and close grip bench. Here's me doing the close grip bench. And then the following day at my own home gym is my real bench workout, where I'm doing 265 for 5, like comp bench. And this was a little difficult. I pushed it a little too hard, I think. But I've been having this issue where I'm like falling asleep, and then all of a sudden like my eyes are like forced open by my mind, and I have this shifting sensation as if I'm on like a wooden swing going back and forth. And it's pretty upsetting, but we're going to get to the bottom of it and figure out what exactly is the cause of this. Alright, but now into the GoPro unboxing. Alright, welcome back. The hair's a little messy because we just got done with the sprinting workout and like a little 2-miler. But, like I was saying earlier in the video, we got a marathon coming up, or I should say a half run. So we got something special this time. Since the half marathon is a pretty fun event to run, I figured we have to get some content for it. And then I was thinking, how am I going to get content for it? Because I'm going to be running the whole time. It's going to be kind of weird to really I'm not going to be able to carry this big bulbous camera around with me while I'm running. And most of the people going with me are going to be, at one angle. Like, nobody's really going to be able to run side by side and record everything the whole time. So we have a GoPro, and I've actually had this GoPro for a while. It's been a gift that I kind of forgot about, and this is probably like an ancient GoPro, but it says that it can record in 1080p 30 FPS. But I'm not going to be running with a helmet on, so I don't know how the schematics are going to work. I might do the fanny pack method and just like pull it out, but at that point, like, I might as well be having my phone in the fanny and then whipping that out, getting some higher quality recordings. But this is small. This is less aerodynamic in the pocket or in the fanny than my phone would be. So who knows how the schematics are actually going to work. It does come with a tripod, so that's neat. That'll be nice. Honestly, with this tripod, this might serve as a better thing for recording in the car. Alright. Oh, what do we have here? These look like some sort of straps, so maybe that will help with the setup here. Alright, here's like a little wand. Like, oh, there we go. This is like the classic, like, 2016 vlog stick. Actually, I bet there's a way to get this camera on here, and that would be kind of nifty, to be honest. I'll have to try that out. That's actually a really neat thing right there. This, I think, is just some tubing. What is this? Okay, I think this is like a bike cam mount that you can put on your bicycle, your bicicleta. Some sort of clip. There will be instructions on how to assemble this whole dealio. Yeah, and just more little gizmos. Ideally, so in a perfect world, we would have some sort of chest strap that we could, if you've ever had those heart rate monitors for PE class in school, or like running, I think that's everything in here. But if you've ever had like a little heart rate monitor that went right here, it would be nifty if I had one of those that I could just fasten on right here, like like Tony Stark's little beam thing he uses. So, all right, let me take a look at these instructions and take a gander here. Oh, there we go. All right. So this, I guess, this plastic is the waterproof case. This is how you can shoot footage underwater, which is huge. We will be utilizing that at some point. So this is the thing. It's just basically a tiny little box, and I guess I'll hit power. All right, nothing happened. Should probably charge this first. I always feel like a tool recording stuff in public, especially athletic endeavors. It just makes you feel like such a pervert, but we'll see. But here's a charger. I'm probably gonna throw this bad boy on the charger. We have a bunch of these tools. Where'd the what the heck? Okay, so there's one more part in here. I'm glad that we didn't forget about that. This is the extremely small capture card, 8 gigabytes. I might just have to swap. Oh, so look at how tiny the capture card is. It's like this one right here. That is an extremely small thing. And then and this is the adapter. So yeah, we will not be able to get a ton of footage with this. This video itself, I don't know how many gigabytes this video itself is gonna be, but yeah, the bottom line is we won't be able to be recording the whole thing, that's for sure. So we'll keep workshopping this idea, but here's this little baby GoPro type thingy, and I'm gonna throw this bad boy on the charger, take it for a couple test runs in between now and when the marathon will be taking place. Today is the 14th, and the marathon is on the 3rd of May. So I will have one long run this week and then one long run in between this week and the marathon, and that's when it gets real. And I'm sick of calling it a half marathon, even though it is a half marathon, because it's just such a, I hate having to clarify that. So I'm just gonna proceed to call it a marathon from here on out. And I'm gonna, try to clean up this mess a little bit. Right now, I have a workout, a chest workout, looking kind of big, looking kind of tan, color's coming back a little bit. But yeah, I am going to go hit some chest. It is currently Tuesday, and I will get back to you guys a little bit about a new protein powder we got to try out. So I will see you guys then. Alright, so following our workout, we got 5 eggs in here, and I got a little ginger and cayenne pepper in there. But that's 30 grams of protein. We still need about 30 more, and I want to try this new protein powder that I just got the other day. It's supposed to be pretty natural and like really good stuff. The macros are pretty good, and it's supposed to taste really good too. And there's the ingredient list right there. It looks pretty good, pretty clean, especially for like whey protein nowadays. I've heard a lot of mixed things about the more natural whey proteins and the more like healthy ones. But I think most complaints usually come from people who are used to like the really sweet, like Fruity Pebbles, Cinnamon Toast Crunch type of protein powders. And that's just over the top anyway. Like, I don't need all that to satisfy me. I like to keep it a little more simple. So throughout this week, we are going to be testing a couple different methods like that everybody kind of uses to try protein powder. We're going to go water today, milk tomorrow, and then we're going to make ourselves a shake with some fruit in it tomorrow. Or I mean the day after that. And that's a little too much water because it's a big glass. We have a mason jar to avoid microplastics. So I'm just going to sip a little bit of this down. Yeah, that should be about perfect. Gonna get a nice healthy scoop. And I'm gonna let you guys know what I think. Oh, that's a silica packet. It smells really good. This flavor is maple cinnamon. which again is a pretty simple flavor, and it sounds like something that's pretty difficult to go wrong with. This is going to be 24 grams of protein, so maybe we'll throw in just like a little spoonful of ground beef on top of our eggs just to get that last bit of protein in there. I can't tell you the last time I've had a protein shake with just water, because the just water ones taste horrible. I mean, it's pretty much unconsumable with Truvani, but Truvani tastes really good with milk. And this is plant-based. So I'm used to having plant-based. Now I'm back to having like the classic whey protein. Had a little loose strand of hair. Then of course, every shake foams up a ton, and it would be foaming up even more if I used milk for this. So we're going to start off with a nice simple sip test. You can see how much foam's really in there. Kind of hard to drink. Not revolting though. A lot of foamy protein powders. I think whey really just foams up a lot. I think that sounds about right. It's not revolting off the top though. I'm gonna let this simmer down just a little bit. The problem is finding the balance between like letting the powder simmer down and then letting the powder separate from the water. That's the really tough part. So I'll wait about a minute and that should be good. So I just had a banana, and as you can see, the foam subsided a little bit, but underneath there, I don't know if you notice, you can see the separation like occurring within the powder too. It's kind of a bummer. It's just how it goes. But now we're going to give it a real test and see how this is. And it's warm water too. It's kind of iffy. It's not like this is a fruit flavor. I used to have water a lot when I had a fruit flavored protein powder, and that went down. It was strawberry. It went down pretty good, but yeah, we'll see how this is. Not bad. That's sippable. It would be better if there was less water and it was colder water, and it's definitely a slammable protein powder too. That's for sure. Shoot, I forgot to put my collagen in here. Ah, bollocks. It'll be fine. Actually, there's collagen in here too. Yep. Bovine collagen. So I don't even need to get the collagen today. That's perfect. That is awesome. All right. I'm going to finish this up. I'm going to have my eggs, which are starting to, get a little more done. And yeah, tomorrow we got a pull day. It's back, and I got an orthodontist appointment. So we're going to get the jaw nice and better. The teeth nice and better, I should say. The jaw's just fine, but beyond that, I'm gonna try to get the GoPro working, and we might do a test run, a literal test run using the GoPro this week. So I'll catch you guys then. Alright, so we just finished up a little bit of a pull day. Big deadlift. That was a PR for me, actually. And then we did some back and some biceps. So, no posing routine today, but, and the reason for that is because we've just so many different holidays. We got Easter, a couple birthdays that have passed by, St. Patrick's Day. And so the cut has had some hiccups in it. But we're still cutting. We just don't look stripped and ripped right now. So a couple things. I'm gonna need to shake this up a little bit more. Today, we are trying the protein powder with milk, and we also put in our own collagen powder and some creatine in here. And tomorrow we'll make an actual blended shake with fruit. Then the day after that, we will try it with yogurt and kefir to make kind of a protein pudding thing I really, really like to have. There we go, that's a little bit better. It obviously foamed up a ton. But in other news, we got the little GoPro working. Gotta lick the lid. All right, we will start out with a sip test. So immediately, a lot better with cold milk than with warm water. That much is kind of a given. As you can imagine, maple cinnamon probably blends a lot better with milk, so I'm liking it. The foaminess, so when I put my own collagen in, it's the Blue Barrel. You've seen me use it lots of times on this channel. But that seems to be like a nice binder from the liquid to foam. So what I mean by that is, if you shake up a protein powder and it starts to foam up a lot, there's like, say this is all foam and this is all liquid like it was yesterday, that collagen kind of blends that together a bit. It brings it together, it kind of binds the foam to the liquid, so it's a little more, I guess, smoothie-esque, or as close to a smoothie in this context as could be. But yeah, that definitely helps out and it adds zero flavor to this, so it doesn't really do anything except make it a better and more palatable consistency. And it's also good for like your hair, your nails, and your ligaments, I believe. Your cartilage and stuff. That's collagen. But yeah, join back tomorrow where we will test out the blended shake with some fruit, and we will also hit chest, which you don't see too much of, just my top set. And yeah, wish me luck, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alright, so we did not end up taking the GoPro with us because I ran in my neighborhood and I didn't want to dox my neighbors, but we ended up running 9 miles, and this bench ended up being kind of a lot for me. We got a little bit of hip excitement there. The butt came up just a slight amount, but honestly, pretty good. I like the way it moved. I just, I got to work on keeping my butt flat, and I still think I would have had that rep if I did so. It's just when you're kind of exhausted and the weight is so profound, you get nervous at the bottom of that rep, especially when you pause. And a lot of people know what I mean when I say that. But starting off, we are making our little smoothie with our maple cinnamon protein powder today. And we start by putting in 200 milliliters of Lifeway Skyr, organic Skyr, and that's basically like a mixture between Greek yogurt and milk. Then we throw in some Skyr, basically just like Greek yogurt. And after that, I put in 3 strawberries. I'm keeping it light because I'm cutting, and I don't want it to be like, overpowering. I want to give the maple cinnamon protein powder a fair shot to really present itself in the flavor profile. And then I throw in a banana, and that's all for the fruit. Then we go our protein powder, our collagen powder, and our creatine. After that, I just put a little bit of milk on top to kind of water and liquefy, kind of make it more damp at the top so that it just blends easier when we put it on the little machine. Alright, so day number 3 in our protein powder taste test. Again, this is the maple cinnamon flavor, and today we blended it up into a nice shake. We're going to give this a little sip test, see how it is. That's really good. Now I know it was bold putting strawberries in here. I do that more for like texture, so it's a little thick. It has a little more of that smoothie consistency versus like more of like a shake consistency versus like a, I guess, slushy. Yeah, smoothie, not slushy. If I didn't put the freaking strawberries in here, it'd be more like a slushy. And that's not what we're going for. That really tastes pretty gross with protein powders. It's not a very inviting feeling in the mouth. But yeah, so strawberries, I know that the strawberries kind of overpower. That's why it's a bold thing to do. But I only added 3, as you could see, but yeah, it tastes pretty good. And the strawberries, you can still taste the maple cinnamon. It goes really well with the strawberries and banana. And yeah, this, it did protein shake, that's for sure. Tomorrow, we'll be trying it with we'll be making kind of like a protein pudding with it. And that will not have strawberries, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm going to go finish this shake. Tomorrow I have a workout with my coach, which I'm really excited about. I probably won't film that one, but maybe 1 set. We'll see, maybe 2 sets, but maybe no sets. But we will have our protein smoothie or protein bowl and then report back to the main page. Alright, so this episode kind of turned into like different ways to utilize protein powder. And that's fine with me. It's kind of like a little cooking episode. And for the grand finale, I'm going to show you how to make a protein kind of pudding slash, just kind of blend. But we started with a full container of this like little mini Icelandic provision skyr. It's basically just Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt will do. And then we're going to take some of this Lifeway kefir, the same thing we made our shake yesterday with, and we're going to drizzle about the same amount that we would put in our shake, but probably just a little bit less. And this will give it some nice consistency. It'll just really help the protein powder blend in with this, you know, gelatinous creation we're making. Next, we're going to add a scoop of our protein powder. We're going to dump it on in there. We're going to try not to make a mess. It's kind of hard to hold the camera and do all this, but I did pre-scoop everything. So then we got our collagen and our creatine, and this is what's going to be hard to do on camera. It's going to be, hold on, there we go. It's going to be really hard to stir this on camera, but if you stir and you can manage to stir this up without making a mess, then it will turn into a really nice consistency. And then we will just cut up a banana, or really just tear up a banana, and then layer it throughout this. So I'm going to mix this off camera because I only have 2 hands, but I'll be back in a sec. So this actually blended significantly easier than the Truvani does in a matter of seconds, and it became more liquidy on top of that, which is not necessarily, bless you, my dog just sneezed. It's not necessarily what you look for when you're trying to make this kind of pudding. I use pudding for lack of a better word because, you know, I don't enjoy pudding myself, but it's almost like a thick protein soup, or like, I don't know. I just don't like pudding, so I don't really use that word. When I was a kid, I hated pudding. But anyway, we're going to give it a little test. And see, it's a lot more liquidy than the Truvani. The Truvani, it gets pretty thick, and I kind of like that consistency. But we'll try it anyway. We'll get some banana on here, and then I will just try like a normal kind of sip. And then I'll just try kind of a normal bite or like spoonful of it. All right. Here's the banana. Pretty good. It tastes pretty good. I would like it to be a little thicker in consistency, because this is a little soupy. So what I would do is I would add just maybe 2 yogurts instead. If you have like a bigger tub of yogurt, go a little more yogurt heavy than kefir heavy, and maybe just less kefir. Subtract some of that. But other than that, it's really good. I would give this powder overall like probably a 7 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10. That is a pretty good flavor, pretty simple. Nothing that rocked my world, but the ingredients are good, the flavor is good, and it blends well with most things. So the only reason I would give it a higher rating is if, like, I don't know, the macros were better or something. You know, I'm not a big macro guy, so I don't really care about that. But if it like tasted insane or just tasted a little better with water, that's the only thing that would really make me give it a higher rating. But yeah, I'd check this out. It's pretty good protein powder. So I wanted to wrap up this video by showing you guys the setup I'm recording right now. I've been having a lot of tornadoes in the area that I live, so I had to set it up right outside of my gym. So it's kind of cool. You know, it could go from like editing to like a quick set of curls or something like that. Right here, you can see this is my workout today. This is my top set. This was a PR, 330 for 5. I've never done that before, and it went pretty smoothly. And afterwards, we tried a new Anytime Fitness where I did my accessory work at, and I would give that one rank 15 out of 32 on this list. It was very spacious, and here's a little cut update, by the way, because I haven't posted myself shirtless for a while on this channel, for Lent, of course. But there was a lot of space. There were a ton of cardio machines at this Anytime Fitness, but at the same time, there wasn't my favorite kind of weighted equipment there. Like, they didn't have the machines I love. They didn't have necessarily like the racks and stuff, that the kind of like bench setup and stuff that I like. But it was still a good gym with lots of space, and it had a nice location too. But anyway, before this video gets too long, I'm going to wrap it up right here, and hopefully next time we can bust out the GoPro and get some running footage. But thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much. God bless y'all. Peace out, and I will see y'all next time.